We're playing?
We're playing.
Okay. Well, first of all, it's great to see you all back from your business trip.
Yeah, nice to see you again.
Yeah, you've been to America, you've been to India,
To France.
and you have been to France.
Where have you been again?
I've been to Japan.
Okay.
How was it?
It was freaking amazing. It's very weird to see the huge difference between our Dutch culture and the Japanese. And I think you've all had some weird experiences.
Definitely.
What was for you the strangest thing you noticed or that happened to you?
Yeah, well, during a meeting we were, I had a proposal to the manager and I was looking at him straight in the eyes. But that it seems that I've been showing some aggressiveness because I was looking in his eyes,
Okay.
which was very weird because over here it's of course you show respect when you look someone in the eyes and
Yeah.
they understand you, and now I'm being aggressive, so
Well,
it was really weird.
That's very funny because I went to America and they were like really open and friendly and very enthusiastic. Started hugging me from the beginning. I was really like in the beginning like, okay, this is a little bit getting awkward, but hey, then again, just go with the flow. But when it comes down to negotiation, they didn't look at me. They were starting like closing their eyes, and I thought first like, what is happening here? It's a little bit boredom. And after that I mentioned it, they say it's a bit common to use over there.
Okay.
Well,
So
negotiating.
you were meeting with Japanese people in America.
Yeah, few of them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Yeah, it
Right?
is.
Yeah, they close their eyes in Japan as well.
Yeah.
But that shows respect towards it looks like they're thinking.
Okay. If you do that here, it shows.
Yeah,
Yes.
like you're
Yes.
sleeping, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you,
Yeah, I was at France, of course, and the weird thing I noticed was that I wanted to get to my hotel, and I asked everybody around, but no one would answer me, and I was like, and they all were quite direct, quite showing me up. They just pushed me away, and so later on, a colleague of mine, a French colleague, he told me that you have to try to speak French with them in order to let them know that you are interested in their country, and then they will show you the way, and they will try to
Yeah.
speak English with you. So that was
So they're basically very chauvinistic over there.
yeah.
we didn't knew that.
Okay, well, the thing I noticed in India, I think you might have experienced something like that in France, is that they stand very close to you,
Yes.
and personal space is nothing to them.
Really?
Yeah, like I'm very, hands off, but
Yeah.
they're very close and very friendly, very family orientated. So it's very normal for them to go home if there's a family, like if there's something. And here is more work is work, and families, after work times. So that's what I noticed.
Yeah, and France was the same. They are they're very close to you. They don't have their personal space, but it's just to show them appreciation of each other, and
Like a trust or something.
yeah.
That's very funny because in America there is very like a big distance between the person you're standing opposite to. While they're being like really friendly, they're really open, but not like on a private level. But you can ask them anything, discuss anything about it. But when you go and start talking about private matters, they immediately shut down, and it's really remarkable. If I hear this in India, for
Yeah.
instance.
France is the same. They categorize it. They want to keep their private life and their work life separate. So you can discuss private matters, but not during work time. So if I ask them about the family during negotiation, then they won't appreciate it. But if you ask it after work time,
And then
They're
after
open.
that, they're very open about it.
they're open. And it's very open about it.
It's like the opposite of India,
Yeah.
basically.
Okay.
Yeah, in India you have to talk family.
Okay.
Even during negotiations.
Yeah, if I'm in negotiation with someone and they ask about my family and I choose not to answer, or I have a very short answer, then they don't trust me because you are your family basically. So if you don't talk about your family, then there's something wrong there. So then there's basically something wrong with you.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
like, you have to talk about your family, you have to be open.
represent your whole family
Basically.
during the negotiation.
Yeah, so if there's a job opening, you have to push your brother and your sister
Okay.
or your...
Okay.
But then it works.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ah,
It's
nice.
like
Wow.
family is more important than your job.
Well, in Japan, you don't talk about family. You're very distant to everything. Like when you meet someone for the first time, you don't give them a hand, you don't give them a hug, you don't give 3 kisses, you bow. And when the one who's standing in front of you is like a manager, he's high in society or whatever, you bow lower than him. So it was, firstly I was just bowing a little bit, but someone was waving, you have to go down, more down, so it was really weird.
Sounds so awkward.
Yeah, it was. I still got it.
Okay.
Well, it's quite remarkable everything that happened to us during our
Yeah.
business trip.
I know.
Very large, difficult business cultures that can be so different.
Did someone also have some irritations that you're like, oh my god, that's so irritating, and later you
Well-
find out it's the culture and not the person?
Well, I first had to get used to it, everybody getting like very enthusiastic all of a sudden. They don't know you, and I came in the first time and they were like greeting me like I was one of them already, and I've been part of the family for years, and yeah, it gives you a little bit more of time. But ever since I let that go, and you get more used to it, and even though in your near the back of your head, you're thinking like, no, it's a little bit too much for me. Yeah, they get the best out of it, and it's all with good intentions. Yeah. But if you're not like really of enthusiastic stuff, I don't recommend you to go over.
Yeah.
No, I had something similar, because you all know I'm very direct,
Yeah.
I'm very, straight to the point. But in India, you don't really say no. So when you ask a question like, is this deadline good for you? They always say yes. So in the beginning, I was like, oh cool, everybody's agreeing, and this is easy here, I'm gonna live here. But it turns out, it turns out they just don't do it then. Because
Really?
they don't agree.
But you make
So-
really strict appointments
Yeah,
and
but-
agreements that everybody will do their task.
Yeah, but they look at like they're more long-term oriented. So like, oh, the goal is to build this building, and that's in 10 years it needs to be finished. So that's the goal. And my goal is, oh, we need to have these drawings ready next week.
Okay.
But they don't care about like the in-between
Yeah.
things that have to go.
Wow.
But
So it's really vague, basically.
But if
For
they
us.
say yes and they don't, well, act like they're gonna finish like some task,
Mhm.
does it have a bad influence on the trust you have with those people over there?
In the beginning, I think it does, but that's my thing because I'm, the direct Dutch person. But you start to notice their body language because they don't say yes, they say yes, So you start to notice little things, and that's how you communicate. If you go strictly by language, then nothing will work
Yeah.
for us.
I think we all learned a lot of new culture.
We did.
Yeah. I think you have to basically be very flexible, very open.
Yeah.
Read a lot of books,
Yeah.
maybe your articles.
Yeah, know about those differences, and then you can. Yeah.
And I think the Dutch culture is very open to other cultures, so it's
Yeah.
But we're a little bit harsh, as where I was mentioned when I stayed in America. Like you also had in India, we're very direct, and sometimes you just have to let down a little bit of gas and be more friendly.
Yeah.
And we can get more along with everybody, basically, because we're well known as negotiators and people with hands-on mentality who work very hard.
Yeah. Definitely.
So that was a good meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Time for lunch.
Time for lunch.
Yes.